Unlocking Marital Bliss.
Hey, good afternoon. It's such a pleasure to have you right here with me, Cyrus Rod at Unlocking Marital Bliss. It's always a pleasure to be your host. It's always a pleasure to have you tuned in. And I'm so glad that you can always tune in. We get the feedback and it keeps coming in. Let me bring this to your notice. Hey, keep following us on YouTube. You're going to find a lot of wealth of wisdom, knowledge. Many of the shows that we've heard for the past years are all over there. You can learn, you can be edified, your marriage can be built up so strong that you win like we are winning. Yes, we're winning in marriage and in family. We are not losing. Some of y'all can be thinking, oh no, why is he saying like that? Because it's called truth. The people I bring here are winning and they are not losing at all whatsoever. So follow us on YouTube and lock in Marital Bliss. Follow us. Click that bell. Like. Do everything you need to do to make sure you get all the information and the knowledge on Unlocking Marital Bliss through YouTube. And hey, let me also make this clear. For those of you that are watching, you see that number over there on the screen? Please do not call. Do not call. You're overwhelming us. Do not call. Only one thing I request, send a text or send a WhatsApp message. We shall be very grateful to respond, but please do not call. It's for messages and WhatsApp text messages. Yes, it can work in that manner. So anyways, this afternoon, I am so glad I have a very wonderful friend of mine, and I'll be hosting him this very afternoon right here in your living room or wherever you are watching from. And hey, your life won't remain the same again, because I'm coming up with a pertinent subject, and that's the prom. Prom, the origin, the meaning. Is it worth it? Prom, the origin, the meaning. Is it worth it? So that's my question. We want to find out, how good is it? How are we flowing? Parents, do you know what your kids are doing? Do you know what is going on? Do you still have time? Should you be participating in the prom? What's up with prom? And I'll be able to make it so clear to you. And hey, by the time you'll be done as usual, your life won't be the same again. Let me take a break and I'll see you in a minute. Thank you for the feedback. As usual, man, you're overwhelming us. And I want to let you know something so beautiful, so wonderful. Yes, Unlocking Marital Bliss. Today I have a wonderful guest. And before I introduce my guest, Unlocking Marital Bliss is coming to Masindi. Masindi, November 25, 26. We're coming to Masindi. November 25, 26, 2022. This very year, we're coming to Masindi. All our people are in Masindi, Hoima, Bunyoro region. We're coming to Masindi, to Rehoboth Christian Fellowship. Rehoboth Christian Fellowship, and that's the place to be. We are going to bring in as many people as can be brought in. For 2 days, we are coming. And guess what? It's going to be free of charge. Nobody's going to charge you anything. Just show up. Tell a friend. Tell a brother. All you couples, singles, anybody interested in marriage, come. Masindi, Rehoboth Christian Fellowship. We are coming. Yes, with Bishop Kawa, Robert Atenyi. Yes, Atenyi. Yes, that's what they told me. We're coming down over there to Masindi. Okay, so be ready for us. Prepare yourself. Tell a friend. Those 2 days, 25 and 26 of November, set them apart. Right now, if you're in Kampala, set that weekend off for Masindi. We are going to Masindi, and we'll be seeing you in person. Yes. I have a wonderful friend of mine. I've always been hosting you here. Yes. You've been changing lives, and you continue to change lives. And I'm so glad that you are here once again.
Amen. Amen. That's what I can say.
Pastor Philip, it's a pleasure to have you.
It is a blessing for me too. Yeah.
Yeah, you look so good, and I understand you just celebrated 25 years, huh?
Yeah, what do you expect after 25 years? It is to celebrate. I'm now heading to a Golden Jubilee, so
Golden
I'm on my
Jubilee.
way. Yeah, 50
You're
years
still
to come.
going. How's your beautiful girl?
Oh, she's doing, very wonderful. She's really recovering, as you remember,
Yes, I
whatever that has
remember.
happened. Now she's
Yes.
doing well. Harris is
You
now
stood as a man. She went through the COVID-19 and you protected her. You were there.
that was expected of me, and God too expected me to do that. It's, you know,
Well, not every man does that. Most of them
I
boys
wonder
run.
where those ones are born from, because once we commit our lives to our women,
You've
till
committed.
death, we have just done what we are supposed to be doing.
Thank you
know?
for being a man,
Yes, I thank God
not a
for
coward.
that. No, never.
Because
will I be.
cowards run away. They can't stand it. Oh, she caught COVID.
I just laugh at them, you know. They didn't know what they, opted for. When you
Yes.
say marriage, that
Yes.
is getting married together. You know, you're bonded together. Nothing else will ever set you apart, you know. Sickness, whatever weakness, whatever, understanding, knowledge, technology, whatever you want to put it to, that
Yes.
will never put you apart. Your wife is until death do you apart.
Until death do your
Yes,
part.
that's it.
Now, that's so good to hear. And you're doing good. She's looking wonderful.
Yeah.
Nobody could ever even know that she was down and literally
Yeah.
went through the valley of the shadow of death
Sure.
and came back to life.
Yeah.
And then you were able, can you imagine? The enemy wanted to interrupt your celebration.
Yes. Just
25 years.
Yeah, just months to that day, and then devil came in with a flood of COVID. You know, not only me, many people went through it, but to me it
Yeah.
was totally different.
I know.
It
I
is
know
a different.
very well.
Each one of us do have a different story.
Yes.
And you know the story that I one time testified about here.
Yes.
How I stood without like any help, but God was.
God was there.
When I talk about any help, hospitals were full, everything was against every human being. Even when you had money, you couldn't find any help anywhere else.
I know.
So our help came from God, and we thank God. Jessica, I love you.
Oh, come on, tell her again. Tell her.
Jessica.
Just take those seconds
this
and
woman,
speak to that woman.
for the last 27 years that I've known her, 25 years when she is my wife, Jessica, you've done me good. You only done me good. And you are a gift to me. God gave me you. God gave me you as a gift, and I thank God for you. And I love you. You know what I always say, Zumuna, I love you. That's a new word.
Oh, now those new terminologies,
Yes.
that's just between Jessica and Philip.
You can name your own. You know, people are too much in daddy, mommy, sweetie, candy. But for me, I found that so wonderful.
But I think it's so good that you don't even call your spouse daddy, mommy.
It doesn't apply.
Because she ain't your mama.
Never, you know.
And she'll never be.
Never.
You know,
will.
just because we have a lot of guys that look at them and they feel like, oh yeah, mommy. No, man, I don't really, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't sound really good.
It don't sound good at
Yeah,
all.
Sure, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You come up with new terminologies.
Yeah, you can even name, bring out names every year. You can bring a new name every 6 months, every after 5 years. You need to change things.
I
if
love
bed
that.
sheets are changed, if shoots are changed,
Yes.
if we go to haircuts and we bathe every night.
Yes.
Well, it's good.
Keep spicing
Yeah,
up.
you keep doing new things, come up with new things, make
Yes.
your marriage work.
Yes.
Yeah, go through rocks, go through mountainous and various things. You come up with new technologies of how you can spice, even if it is cooking pasta. Your wife cannot
Yes.
cook the same
Yes.
1 week to the other, and you
She
keep
keeps
on
spicing
Yeah.
up so that you may enjoy
So as that
the
is
meal.
done still,
The
so
same
even
way
the
happens.
same way happens in marriage.
In marriage.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yo.
Now, I've been talking about the prom, and that's what I really want you to talk about.
Yes.
Of late, it has really taken up our country by storm, or this generation by storm.
Yes.
When it comes to prom, I really want to know, what is prom?
It doesn't have much extra meaning that someone should look out for.
Okay.
Prom, it was just a get together. In 1800, that's when it started. It didn't have much fame until it came to around 1930s.
Okay.
That's when it got a lot of popularity, where colleges could come together for fellowship, a farewell, or like party. Colleges come together.
No, when it started in the 1800s,
Yeah.
which nation did it start
It
from?
was started in America.
In
this
America.
one thing also this only started in America.
The US.
Majority of the things come from Europe.
Come from Europe.
But this prom
This
thing
one
came
from the
America.
United States.
Yes, it
now,
is. Yeah.
it comes in from the United States,
Yes.
begins around the 1800s.
Yes.
Okay. And how did it begin?
No, it started from a single school. People can Google and find it out.
Yes.
The name is so tricky
Yes.
because the school is no longer there.
Uh-huh.
But now, when it started, it was
Yes.
an idea.
Yes.
of the school, bringing all these graduates, people that are graduating from the college together,
Okay.
know each other better,
Yes.
because they were expected to enter into a new world, so that
Yes.
if anyone needs one another in the future life, they can make trace and know who lives where. Now,
Okay.
it started as a very good idea. It was a very good idea.
That's a very good
sharing
idea.
what we call addresses, because there were no contacts by then.
Yes.
It is addresses, so that I may know where Silas lives, where the parents of Silas
There was
came
no
from.
Twitter,
So,
no
yeah, there was
Facebook, no
nothing
nothing.
like that. So when they came together, they
Yes.
thought of having a meal together.
Yes.
That is now the dining comes in.
Yes.
You know, eating is a good part in life.
Mhm.
Then after then, it went on growing. After, like, when we came to 1930s,
Okay.
so publicists had gone to different colleges. So
Okay.
communities could bring out
These
these
students
graduates
together.
together
Mhm.
in one place.
Mhm.
Then the issue of coming maybe to a picnic or to a hotel where bigger rooms can accommodate all these students
Yes.
came in. Then another part of entertainment
also
has
started coming in.
whereby students volunteer and give entertainments like skates, like songs, dancing together. But by the
Yes.
time we came in 1930s,
Yes.
then stretch rimos had started coming in, you know, fancy clothing had started
Yes.
coming in to look nice. So now the rich families began, kind of
They took it to another level.
Yeah, took it to another level. So it started sidelining some poor students
Yes.
that could not afford. At
Yes.
first, some colleges could sponsor the poorer communities so that they may come and enjoy.
Yes.
But when fleet and stretch limos started coming in, cars of those days,
many
wonderful.
felt sidelined.
Yeah, so many felt sidelines. So colleges could find ways of how they can bring all this together, because the meaning was to share understanding. Go to the next world together.
When you all can connect
you
one
may be
another.
like living in a Florida, someone is coming from Michigan, someone is
Yes.
coming from Ohio, someone, those communities.
Yes.
So they wanted to know. So the meaning was getting lost.
Yes.
So it came on and came
Fast
on.
forward to our century now.
Came back to Europe. Once something comes to Europe, it always comes back to Africa. Then it grew broader, whereby even the meanings are already lost. By the time we've come to now 2020s, some people don't know even what prom is. They just know the word prom, going to the prom.
I mean, I need a new suit. I need
not one suit. All my children have gone through it. But now it's a different story. They change to different attires, African, what. Fleet rimos have remained Benz, Prados, Range Rovers. They hire them. They ask money that is even beyond the tuition to hire those expensive cars, so that every student, every child may feel so welcome on a prom date.
I love the background you've given.
Yes.
Because it's really eye-opening and giving our viewers something very clear.
Sure.
Now, when you come out and you say that is how prom was all
started,
about,
yes.
and how it started,
Yeah.
it lets me know that actually we have lost the meaning.
We have not only lost, we have totally went off the foundation
We've
of prom.
what
We have
prom
perverted,
was.
that's a very perfect word. We've gone to a different direction.
And yet here are the schools
Yes.
that are supposed to train these kids, supposed to help them graduate and go further.
Yes.
And the very schools don't even understand the meaning of prom, and yet they promote it.
They promote it,
But they don't even understand. There are many watching over here. You're a proprietor of a school. You're a headmaster. You're a principal. You're a director. But you know even the origin of prom. Do you know why the kids should come together? What is it about? Is it about, you see, right now, you've given a very good foundation. It was about coming together.
Yes.
So that we get to know one
Each
another.
other.
If I'm going to graduate in this, perhaps I'll be majoring in law.
Some people
and
are.
you'll be majoring in medicine.
Yeah, we need to
and
know
then
each
we can
other.
be able to connect to one another, like a network.
Yes.
You know?
So that was the
Because when we go out in the world, we're gonna need one another. But
We're gonna be
because we
swallowed
met,
into the world.
we
Yeah.
shall stay.
Maybe we went to the same college, maybe we went to the same schools in the community.
Yes.
So we get to know one another as we are
Yes.
swallowed in our different directions. When we come back together, when I need Silas, I know Silas lived on this address.
Yes.
But now it's no longer that. It
Yes.
has went to coupling. It has gone to extra dressing, leaving alone other things that are done underground.
We are dancing.
No, we are dancing, which wouldn't be a case dancing, but at night, in the neutral places. Now, students are going to beaches.
Students are going to be hosted in hotels.
In hotels over
They're
the
being
night.
called to their schools.
Yeah.
And they say, you stay there for prom.
For prom.
Dudes,
Imagine.
what are you doing?
What are we up to? What are we achieving?
What is going on? Schools, what are you doing?
We are having an overnight in a hotel, on beaches, different ballrooms, somewhere, not at school.
But it's so embarrassing that schools talk about prom,
Yeah.
but they do not target the purpose of
The
prom.
intended purpose.
The intended purpose. They're not helping these kids.
Friend
The
Silas,
schools are spoiling our kids.
there was even this other part of it. You know, you some of you know what we call in Uganda that we knew as kilomo. You know,
Yes.
you do all nasty things at night because tomorrow you're going back home. Now, these kids, like they were graduating from a school, they were given liberty to express everything. That's when dancing comes in, you know, all those kids' enjoyment comes in. But under the parameters of the rules and regulations of the school.
Not going into weird
Not
stuff.
going into weird stuffs. Then, before even like that day in the morning of the prom, there was this in the culture, what we call career guidance now. They would bring in professionals or in the community. Like say if the community is maybe same Kono
Yes.
or like any community.
Yes.
And the schools come together. They bring these professionals of different career experiences.
Yes.
So they come and tell the kids we are of law, we are doing A, B, C, D. If you are taking law area, this and this, the other. So they train them in what we call career guidance. The teachers come in, the doctors come in and tell them where you are coming. This is what you are supposed to expect. But now
Yes.
it's no longer there. It is
And you know,
lost.
I would love to bring that back.
Yeah.
Being able to have career guidance
Yes.
on the morning of prom.
Yes.
So that these girls and boys get to understand
Yes.
this is not about sex.
No, it is not. Never.
This is not about coupling.
Yes.
This is about the future. Can I be able to stand and appreciate the opposite sex
Sure.
without having weird thoughts
Yeah.
of taking advantage of them?
Sure. That was.
There was nothing like coupling.
There
But
was
today,
nothing like
I
that.
challenge the school authorities.
Yes.
You bring our kids together and you tell them prom, and then you call the parents. This is it. They say you will need to pay 400,000 Ugandan shillings.
You're
That's
talking
probably
Pastor.
about
It is about
90 or about $80. 1 million, that's about $250. $250 US. Oh, you need to pay this
because of dressing, you know.
because you
all-
got to
all-
dress and
yeah,
we got to
because-
take you to something. You see, the problem we have today,
Yes.
the schools are not training the children.
Yes. Yes.
The parents are not training the children.
Mm-hmm.
The schools are making money
Mm-hmm.
and the parents are making money
Mm-hmm.
and the children are left to their own.
Mm-hmm.
And poor kids are struggling to survive.
To know who they are in
to
life.
discover
yeah.
who they are. Because
Yeah.
back home,
Yeah.
parents are too busy.
Sure.
But do parents even know what is going on?
You know-
Because they are too busy. The schools, you see the way you presented prom.
Mm-hmm.
In the old days,
Yes.
teachers would train you.
Sure.
They would even say, this is how you ought to behave.
Yes.
And today, do you know what they say? We don't care. I just give you notes. If you don't want, you go. The very teachers are equally messed up in their heads.
Yes.
They're equally struggling with life.
Yes.
They don't know how to train.
Sure.
They can't pay the price.
Yes.
And they'll say, no, that's the job of the parents.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yes.
But then we don't train our children at home, and then we bring them to you at school,
And you're
and
not.
then you're not able to keep what we have put in them.
Yes.
Rather,
Yes.
you're gonna gather all these weird, and then you tell them, oh,
As
you
a
know what?
farewell. Yeah.
This is farewell.
Yeah.
You can be stupid all you want. Now, I really want to get this.
Yes.
You're in school,
Yes.
and you sit as a board, and you say, what are we gonna do
On this plum.
on this prom? You know, we gotta let the kids be as stupid as they can. What do you think? Yeah, they will be happy. Now, this is the board that controls the school. Or what are we gonna do? Let's bring some of these, weird
Entertainers.
dancers.
Yes.
We call them entertainers.
Yes.
And they can strip before them. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be so good.
And you're
the
okay
board
with
is
that?
clapping their hands, and you're the board that takes care of an entire school, and you're clapping hands, and you approve such wickedness
In
to
the
come
school.
in
Yeah.
to the school.
As a farewell.
Remember, we gave you our kids.
Yeah. That's the package they are giving them as they go
And
out.
that's the package you're giving them
Yeah.
as they're coming back to us.
Yes.
And you are the board to lead the school. No, we're going to hold you accountable. We're going to hold you accountable. Whatever is happening in the schools, the boards have become sick. Because the boards, you see, schools are also made up of parents.
Yes.
You see, it's so easy for schools to say, no, that's the job of parents. No. Teachers are also parents.
Parents.
Board of directors are also parents. You get it?
Yes.
So if those parents at school are idiotic, that they can literally let entertainers who are stripping naked to come before their
And the
children
entertainers too are expected to be parents.
and entertain. Thank you.
They are mothers and fathers.
Entertainers
of
are
a certain
expected
child.
to be parents.
Yes. Now you're driving it back to a foundation of the family.
We're going back to the foundation of the family.
Yes. Imagine, some things are really weird in our generation, and I don't know how we can bring them back. And I'm just
No, we're gonna fight.
We-
I'm looking
yeah.
marital bliss is here to fight.
Now, look at this. These are parents, as you have stated, in the
Yes.
school, in the name of teachers. in
Yes,
the
but
package
they
of
are
teachers.
parents
They are
first.
parents too. Now, the problem here is they're also coming from broken families. This young man, this teacher of 30 years, also came from a broken family. And that's why we are pleading for, we are building families.
Yes.
So once the foundation of the family is lost,
yes.
is broken, we are
Yes.
expecting a lot of nasty, funny, inappropriate acts and actions to be
To
played
take
on our
place.
screen.
Yes.
Brothers and sisters that are parents, in the name of the teachers, or you're sitting on the board, think, what are you doing to this child?
Yes.
What are you doing to this young man of 18?
Yes.
As you do that act of prom and you let them do all funny, evilous, nasty things.
And
because
not
you want,
hold them accountable.
yeah, because now you want to give them the generation, you want to give them the update, you want to let them know what they're about to see. As a Christian, me personally, as a Christian, as a leader in Christian life, I want us to understand scriptures and how scriptures say. Like
Yes.
Romans chapter 12, verses 2. We
Yes.
are warned not to be conformed to the standards of this world.
Yes.
There are a
But to
lot
be
of-
transformed.
yeah, we need to transform our minds by being renewed.
Renew. Now, in other words,
Yes.
we're either conforming
Yeah.
or transforming.
Mhm.
This world will always have standards.
And
Now,
once you're transformed
Yes.
by the renewing of your mind, you're able to prove
What
and
is
know
good.
what is good and
And
right
acceptable.
and acceptable. So some of these things are not acceptable, and
But
people
because we have not renewed our minds, we think they're
we
okay.
are just going with the conformity.
Going with the flow.
Yeah, the flow of the world.
And I love what you said.
yeah.
That even the entertainers are equally parents.
Yes. But
You
why
get
are you
me?
stripping naked in front
Why
of?
would you strip naked?
What do you gain?
The reality is this. You
Yeah.
said the teachers coming in from broken families, their hearts are broken.
Yes.
They're so empty.
They don't care.
They seek attention.
Yes.
Number two,
Yes.
those are the teachers. The entertainers
Yes.
are coming from broken families.
They are also broken.
They're
people.
also broken. Families are
Are
broken.
broken.
They don't know one has a child.
Yes.
The father is absent, not
Yes,
there.
yes.
And then she tries to raise up a child as a single mother. There's so much pain. There's so much bitterness.
They don't
She
care.
doesn't care
Yeah.
about anybody else.
Yes.
It's all about me, myself, and
Money.
I. It's the money. As
Yeah.
long as I can make the money by stripping, it's
Yes.
okay. I make the money by stripping, but these are people that are hurting.
Yes.
These are people that are in pain.
Sure.
But they can put up a bold front and say, no, we're having fun. In reality, even the entertainers need a
dying.
lot of help because
Yes.
they're dying.
Are we
They're
screening?
stripping naked.
Are we
No,
screening these people that are coming to entertain our children?
no, we don't, because we are also broken.
No. I'm
We
just-
think I need to see a naked woman.
what,
then
what does
then
it
the boys
benefit?
also need to see a naked woman.
No.
But you see, the woman who strips naked
Yes.
needs a lot of help. It's not that she's entertaining you. She's
Needs
so
to be taken
hard.
to
Any woman that knows who she is,
the value
will-
of life,
the value
body.
and the value of her body
Yes.
cannot strip naked.
Never.
It's those that don't know how much value they have that strip naked for money.
Yes.
Strip naked for money
Take an example.
because
of
they
this.
don't know the value.
Take an example of this, Pastor. You know, take some good number of the artists we have in the country.
Yes.
Look into their family background.
Broken.
Then look into their families.
Today.
You will understand. They are coming from brokenness. Not brokenness as God wants it. Like broken, like in pieces. They're in
Yes.
shambles.
Yes.
Now, those are the people that want to make money as they advertise, portray who they are. And those
Yes.
are the people we bring in to entertain or impact and impart what
The
they
next
are
generation.
in our generation.
Yeah.
Then, when I was still in school, 90s, we didn't have the liberty of bringing everyone that we wish to the school. We had entertainment prefects. I so believe they are still there.
Yeah.
And the representative to the staff who is in the name of the teacher. You know, we were asked, who is that you're bringing? And they look into the character
You
traces.
literally had to scrutinize.
But now we are talking about fame. We are talking about the names that are raised from nudity, from I
You
don't know
build
how
a
to
name
put
out of
it.
nudity. You build a name.
Yeah,
You become famous because you've been nude.
you've been nude.
You've become. Oh, now I want to say this to you.
Yes.
This is really taking us somewhere. We talk about prom, we don't even understand, but we're teaching you what it's supposed to be, and we're going to bring back morals, bring us back to the foundations.
Yes.
In just a minute, I'll be back with Pastor Philip to help us understand more. Thank you. Don't go away.
Unlocking marital bliss. Unlocking marital bliss.
Hey, once again, it's a pleasure to have you. I know we took a break and now we are back and we're still dealing with a prom, the meaning. What's up with prom? And we have gone so well. My guest over here has done a very wonderful job to be able to take us farther and farther, get us the foundation, and be able to see how we can save this whole thing, how we can bring back its proper meaning and its proper purpose. Because if you don't know the purpose of a thing, you will abuse it. Now, y'all don't know the purpose of prom, so you started abusing it. Now we realize that there's all these things that have come in. You bring the fleet of vehicles, the stretch limousines, the Mercedes Benzes, and these kids at the end of it have gained zero. And you as the school that organizes this whole thing, you are able to stand up and say, oh, we did something big. Why? Because all our kids were able to be stupid for just some few hours and we didn't hold them accountable. Now, you see, if you let your kids be stupid for some hours and you don't hold them accountable, you're really going off. You're really going off. And we are here to tell you, teachers, before you're a teacher, you're going to be a parent. So it's so easy for you to say, oh no, that's up to the parents. Nya, 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 nya. Yeah, let me make it like this. Society is built up of blocks. And these blocks are what we call families. The foundation of a family is the man. The family doesn't begin with the man and woman. No, the family begins with the man.
The conception of the idea that I want to marry, then the foundation has started.
You as a man,
Yes.
family begins with you.
Mm-hmm.
You get it?
Yes.
Not with you and her, no, with you.
you.
So you take responsibility, commitment to take care of somebody's daughter, take care of the offspring. You make up your mind. So once a man is a coward, once you've not been shaped as a man, then the family is going to be in problems.
Sure.
Before we took a break,
Yes.
we looked at this. Family begins, you mentioned several things. That these
Yeah.
things begin from a broken family.
Sure.
The entertainers,
Yes.
the teachers,
Yes.
even the parents at
And the
home,
board of the school too.
and the board of the school.
Yes.
Broken families.
Yes.
Now, when you look at the entertainers, most of them today,
Are coming from broken families.
broken families.
Yes.
Once the family is broken,
Yes.
leadership has failed at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
And when leadership has failed at that point, as this child grows, there is no father. Take a look at this. Show me any child, anybody in this world that has become a problem. And I'll show you somebody that has never had a father.
A father.
I'm not talking about father figure,
Yes.
but being a father, being there,
Yes.
being able to have a conversation with your child,
Yes.
being able to train your child, letting your child know the world is not about them. They can share the world with other people, and it's not about them, so that they don't develop selfishness.
Yes.
Now, most people that are chaotic in this world, the fathers are not there.
Sure.
Most of these entertainers, you ask them about their fathers,
They have no answer.
they have no answer.
They only tell you what the father did or when he was or he wasn't. They have a lot of excuses.
Now, these are the people that are in a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
They feel rejected,
They are inflicting
And-
the same pain to our
and they
children.
bring the same pain to our kids. That's why when you tell them, hey,
Yeah.
you shouldn't behave like that, they say, that's none of my business.
I don't care. I'm
I
just
don't
making
care.
my money.
I'm making my money.
And
I'm a
serving,
hustler.
Yeah, I'm serving my entertaining meaning. Whatever it is.
I'm making my own money.
Yes.
But you see, such a response is a response out of bitterness, out of pain.
Yes.
You get it? It's out of pain. They don't care about your kids because they don't care about themselves. They don't plan for your kids because they don't plan nothing about themselves.
Sure.
They've become so self-centered, so selfish
Yes.
that they don't care about anybody else.
Sure.
And they will strip naked and they don't care. And you guys will celebrate them. But how does it come? Once the family has failed,
Yes.
when do we know the family is broken? It's
When the
broken
father is
when
absent.
the father is absent
Yes.
and when love has failed.
Oh, that is far deep. Love.
When love
Oh.
fails, the family is broken.
Yeah.
Why do fathers walk away? They don't know how to handle love.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to love a woman. Why does a woman walk away? She don't know how to do love, how to handle love.
Yes.
She don't know how to express love.
Sure.
So in reality, when love fails, the family breaks.
Sure.
Now that's why everybody growing up in a family where love has not operated, they grow up in hate.
Yes.
They become violent. They become abusers of their spouses.
Sure. Sure.
They will beat them up. They will move in that manner. And before long, we call them to be our role models for our children so that our children
They imitate.
may imitate them.
Wow.
Pastor Philip, what are we doing?
I'm just worried, but worries doesn't even serve a purpose. But I'm
No.
just kind of
Concerned?
concerned about this generation.
Yes.
Whereby parents don't put it to account to know where their children are going and what they are doing. But as the scripture puts it in the First Thessalonians,
Yes.
chapter 5, verses 21 and 22. I
Yes.
want to read 21, which says, "Prove all things."
Prove all
fast,
things.
Yeah, hold fast to what is good. Abstain from all appearances of evil.
Evil.
Now, as you bring about your family, You need
Yes.
to prove all things,
Yes.
including the school where you take your child.
Yes.
Including to the driver that you employ to take your child to school. You have to prove
Test it.
all things.
Yes.
Then you learn how to abstain from what is evil,
Evil.
and all appearances of evil.
Evil.
Now, we have already seen in proms where
Yes.
a lot of demonstrations of evil are happening. Coupling, bring about your girlfriend. All that started with a cynical or sinful intentions.
That's
It
true.
wasn't the foundation. Now, when the families are broken, as you have stated it, the father is absent, the love is absent. Now we are
Yes.
leaving our generation in jeopardy,
Yes.
whereby these children don't know who to imitate, who to look after. The schools are in
Because there's
shambles.
nothing at home.
Yeah. There is nothing at home, there is nothing at school, there is nothing by the roadside where they go. Everyone is really, really harsh and
But take a look. Let me use
self-centered minds.
self-centeredness.
Yeah.
Self-centeredness is the number one characteristic of a
Yes.
child.
Yes.
Now, if a child, number one characteristic of a child
Yeah.
is self-centeredness,
Yes.
all these people that will give excuses of the kids are not mine,
Yeah.
anybody can take care
Sure,
of them, I'm
sure.
just making my money.
Mm.
It's called self-centeredness.
Sure.
It's called immaturity.
Yes.
Because child means you're not mature.
Yes.
So it's called immaturity.
Yes.
Now, if one is not mature enough,
Mm-hmm.
that's where the problem is. They promote hatred, and you call it fun, but they're promoting hatred. I know you for real.
Yes.
You're a pastor,
Yes.
and you have raised children that are not yours biologically.
Yeah. Yes.
So you don't say, these are not my kids.
I don't.
I just preach the gospel and run away.
Mhm.
These are not, no.
Yeah.
You raise them.
Sure.
You be a father to those without a father.
Yes.
And that's what schools are supposed to be.
That's how it should be.
That you don't just say, well, I mean, are you going to come and bring some of these entertainers into your living room
Yeah.
and you tell your kids, this is what we have for your birthday? You bring them, they begin stripping naked before your kids and dancing seductively and
You're there
weirdly.
smiling.
And you say,
That's the
my
generation.
children,
Yeah.
I love you. I
Yeah.
brought
What
you
are
an
you doing?
entertainer.
What are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You know, the problem is
Yeah.
this. If that's what you believe, it's because you're broken.
Sure. That is
You're
a very
selfish.
good sign. Yeah, you're selfish.
You're self-centered.
Yes.
You don't know how to build this young soul.
Sure.
You don't know how to take them up. The schools need to grow and realize, hey, school leaders, administrators,
Yes.
board of directors, principals, headmasters,
Yes.
you are parents first. When we bring our kids to you, we've done our best. Please go further.
Yeah.
Be a parent
Be a
also.
parent.
Don't just make money and go away.
Yes.
Don't just make money and go away.
Sure.
With these proms, like you've brought it out,
Yeah.
money has become a big subject.
Companies are sponsoring proms that deal
Companies
in
that come in.
spirit, alcohol. They sponsoring the proms, and other companies that I
What
cannot
would a
even
father
mention.
do?
What-
What would a father do?
You know, we are being tossed to and fro with every doctrine, every weird understanding of every foolish. I mean, how can
I think
I want to use a good language, but I cannot find it.
for loss of words,
Yeah.
once we lose family,
Yeah.
we lose society.
Yeah.
Society is made up of blocks
Yes.
called families.
Yes.
And what family begins with man.
Yes.
Many times I've spoken to men, and
Yeah.
some of them have become very, very angry. Oh, you don't talk to me. You leave me alone. You see, Pastor Philip, look at this. The other day, a young man sent me a message and said, hey, you know what? Most of us men go through a lot of things that our women never know. And oh, we struggle to fight.
My
We
answer to
struggle
those
to
people,
fight.
it is, that's why you are a man.
Thank you. That's why you're a man.
Yeah.
You see, you don't help a man by being pitiful.
No, no.
If you trigger self-pity in a man, oh, you don't know what he goes
Oh,
through, that's
I
why he's
understand.
depressed.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
yeah, you don't know what he goes through. You don't know what he goes through. Well, if I am to know what he goes through, then he better talk to me. But these are guys who go back home and don't say anything, and they close themselves, and then they say, you don't know what he goes through. Hey, you better talk so people may know what you go through.
Sure.
And then next time, if you're expecting anybody
Yes.
to have pity on you, you're sorry.
You're wrong.
You're a man.
Yeah, you're a man.
Murder, size up,
stand.
learn to stand,
Yes.
and no matter what you go
And we're
through,
not talking about
be a
fighting
man.
or
No.
proving yourself with any physical.
No.
No. We are talking about,
Courage.
Explain yourself.
yes,
Find your lines.
yes,
I am a man. I'm a husband. I'm a father in this
I
family.
take
I am
responsibility.
the only king in this house.
Yes.
Dear Harriet, listen to me.
Yes.
Let me use my wife's name. Jessica, listen to me.
Yes.
I am the one that married you.
Yes.
These children are offsprings of me and you.
Yes.
But before anything is done, I am the one that is a foundation of this family.
Of this
so lay down
family begins
principles.
with you, the man.
Put values in your family.
Yes.
Put rules and regulations how you want your family to go, including your wife, including
Yes.
your dear one.
Yes.
Tell her exactly how you want to run this family. But men
Based
now are
on the
hiding in
principles.
running away from their responsibilities. And now it has happened that since the school has 3 months with our children, and we have them only 2-3 weeks, so now the schools train, and the schools are also dilapidated,
Made up of families that are broken.
You need
And-
to stand out. Men, because we are representing you and you're
Yes.
representing us.
And you're
You
the
need-
foundation of
you are
the family.
foundation. Now, like Ephesians chapter 4 verses, I think 14,
Mhm.
that we should not be tossed
To and
by,
fro.
to and fro by
By
every
every wind.
doctrine, by every wind, by every subtle and cunningness. You need to strike a line. Not everything that is good, as we said earlier. For
Yes.
you, put principles. I am a nyombi, and this is a Silas.
This is how we go.
What brings us together are the values and principles of life that we have in common.
Yes.
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 Find friends that can build you.
Yes.
Find schools that are really able to train up a child in a way that is similar to your expectations.
Thank
Not
you.
because the school is expensive, that's when you will have the value. Not because the schools in the village
Now,
do not
you've
do.
spoken something so good.
Yes.
You see now, we have what we call the middle class,
Mhm.
and a lot of young people today
Yes.
who are fathers
Yes.
and mothers,
Mhm.
they believe that when the school is expensive, then it
Oh.
has values.
No.
Now, that is something we want to correct.
You're taking your child to a hotel because now they are offering good meals, they are offering good uniforms,
And they're pampering your kid.
wonderful shoes.
And guess what?
Yes.
These are schools that say, we won't discipline your child.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
It's okay. Now we have what we call this day. You see, most of these guys have really been messed up.
Yes.
These days, there's what we call the Christian schools.
Mhm.
Now, most people believe if I take my child
To a school, a
to
Christian
a Christian school, then
Oh.
they'll make it.
Oh no.
Now, Christian schools are also falling apart.
Sure.
It is just, you end up, and you look at the kids, and that was a situation
Mm-hmm.
where a parent goes in,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a Christian school,
Mm-hmm.
but they're breaking every rule and law that has ever been mentioned. And the parents cannot do anything. One
Yeah.
time, I
Yeah.
had my child in what we call a
Christian school.
Christian school.
Yes.
And when I went there, and this is where my babies were,
Mm.
because they said it's Christian.
Yes.
So I went over there and looked at them, and for days, I would go to pick up my kids.
Yeah.
Now look, as a father,
Mm.
I'm participating in the lives of my
Of your
kids.
children. Yeah.
Class day, I show up.
Yes.
Fathers, do not leave this to mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, somebody else is going to come and indoctrinate your child
Yes.
and tell them what marriage is not.
Mhm.
Yet you're
fully responsible.
fully responsible
Yeah.
to train your child.
Yes.
Otherwise, somebody else is going to mess up your kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go to that school.
Yeah.
But one thing that bit me was I would enter class.
Yes.
Classes usually have 2 teachers,
Mm-hmm.
and kids are jumping over desks.
What?
Yes.
And the teacher is
Jumping
there.
over desks, and the teachers are there. And I'm saying, and I address to the teachers. I
Yeah.
address the teachers. I say, what's going on? They say, we can't say anything.
Oh, what?
I'm being honest. We can't
Do
say
you
anything.
know the meaning of that
Can you
teacher?
can you talk to
The
the
director, the principal.
directors, because they don't allow us. They tell us we'll leave the children alone.
Mm.
These kids of yours are from big families, so
well-to-do families.
well-to-do families.
That's how they are.
We shouldn't really.
Do you know what
we
you're doing
shouldn't.
to
I
our
went to the
generation?
director.
Yes.
I said, "Oh, we're sorry. We're going to fix it." They never. They never.
So you had to pick your children.
I had to get my kids out of that
the
Christian
of that
school
system.
and then go. Why? Because I am more responsible for my child. If the school directors have become dummies,
Yes.
I got to save my kids.
Yes.
Don't just throw in your hands in the air. Oh, my kids got to be there because it's an expensive school. No. It's your responsibility.
It is.
We're going to fight to make sure our kids get the best
Sure.
and grow up in the proper morals and the fear of God. And we shall see change in our society.
It is.
We're going to start
We are
fighting.
defenders of families.
Defenders of families.
Yeah.
We as
We
men
advocate
need
for
to take
principles and values of life.
Yes.
Pastor, I want to make this very clear.
Please.
Those schools that leave children or leave students or leave their clients to do whatever they want to do in that school,
Yes.
they are fully responsible for the generation that is coming, after us.
Yes.
And I want to thank God for the ministry of education that
Yes.
came up recently,
Yes.
months ago, to
Yes.
stand against these moral decadences that are happening in schools.
Yes.
But you have even driven so far, going back to the primaries and nurseries, those primary,
Yes.
beginners, life. When you learn and you understand how you want your family to be, you selectively choose which school to take your child
Yes.
to.
Yes.
I've raised over 50. And some
I know
of them
it. I know.
in my house.
Yes.
Those that are coming from broken families.
Yes.
I have
And you've been a father.
I've been a father to them. I've taken them to schools.
Yes.
My affordable, small,
Yes.
in the language of not expensive schools, because there are many. I've
Yes.
raised them. But all of them, wherever they are, they stand to testify.
principles you
However much
gave
they
them.
think that then I wasn't a good father, but now they stand. The companies where they work from, they testify. Oh, your daughter. Oh,
Yes.
this daughter of yours. Because majority
Yes.
are girls.
Yes.
And the girls are really, really
Very
impossible
vulnerable.
creatures to handle and train.
Yes.
Because when a man comes up and tell a girl, this is how you should do, they think we are so much of a man and they kind of trying to impact oppress them. But I want to thank those parents
Yes.
that are standing.
Yes.
Your child can miss a prom because
Thank
he has
you.
already fulfilled all the obligation. He has
Yes.
started the school examinations and whatever it is. You can let your child miss a prom under explanation if you
Yes.
don't trust what is going to happen there. Prom does not even add any value
To your child.
as of now.
That's
Because they are
true.
bringing these women, these men with weird hairstyles, with a different way of putting on. What impact does your child live with?
What are they benefiting?
You can advise, sit down with your child and say, this cost of a prom, we can forego it. I can
Yes.
take you to any destination, to any,
No, let's get to the meaning of it.
Yeah, let's
get to the meaning of it.
Is it-
You're going to be facing life.
Yeah.
This is what we need to understand.
Yeah.
We're going to be facing life. Let me tell you, my
Yes.
son came in and said, I heard about the friends. They tried
Yeah.
to call and said, oh, we're going for prom. And my son said, no, I'm not going. And he said, Daddy, I'm not going for prom.
Not because of lack of funds.
No.
That is his choice.
He said, there's nothing there.
We salute you, young
I'm not
man.
going for prom. He
Yes.
said it. I'm not going for prom. And his buddies were calling in and he said, I told you from the beginning.
I am not going.
I'm not going for prom.
Have you found, a partner, a prom date, or
Oh,
what? That's
no.
the
He
language.
said, I don't
I'm
need
not
none of
coming.
that. I don't need none of that. So what people need to do,
Yes.
we need as parents to
Yes.
work with schools,
Yes.
bring back PTA. You
Yes.
remember in our
Oh,
days,
in our days,
parents,
I can
teachers.
mention this name, Fajiru Mande then was. And
Now,
I don't know.
when that guy was there was a lot of sanity
There
in
was a lot of
schools.
sense and sanity in schools.
That
That was my later age. I was coming out of school, and he was. That name, when you mention it, all my age mates understand.
know.
Yeah, they know.
but it's so good now. Minister of Education has come up,
Has come up. We
and they're
thank God.
saying we're tired of this decadence.
But does not end
We're
there.
tired. It shouldn't stop there. Now
Go
we
down.
need a program
Yeah.
where parents work with the school.
Yes.
And today, many schools don't allow PTA. You
Yes.
know why? Because they don't want to be told what to do.
Yes.
They want to drive every agenda they want.
According to the way they
Let's
want.
come up and oppose schools that don't
Yeah.
want PTA.
Yes.
Let's boycott them.
Let's get back to the foundation.
Let's go back to the foundation. You
Yes.
tell them, if you don't have meetings with us parents,
Yes.
we are going to pull our kids out.
Because now even the
Fight
meeting,
for your family. Fight for your kids.
Look here, Pastor. Even the meeting they are holding, they are not under the PTA as we
Yeah, they're not. They just call you.
It is the principal that calls you. Come, we have raised the fees. We want this or the other.
And you have no input.
Yeah, you just negotiate. You can, no, and they say no. That's how we have decided.
We've decided if you don't want, take your
But
child away.
During the PTA committees and in schools, they discuss things
Yes.
to the core.
To the core.
And every detail has to be put right to someone in the parents to come.
You know,
and they we are addressed and we know.
let me tell you this,
Yes.
Pastor Philip. I know of schools
Yes.
where kids are having sex and the
What?
parents don't even know. Yes. And these are big name schools. I have students that
Is
have
it a
come,
movie or?
I have students come to me
Oh yeah.
and they say this is
Complaining.
what is going on.
Yeah.
And in most of these schools, parents are not allowed to go to
Past
the
the gate.
dormitories.
Past the gate.
The dormitories are there.
You pay
And
with
they'll
your-
tell you
Yeah.
the way they sleep,
Yeah.
it's horrible.
Oh,
You get it?
Yeah.
But they pay a lot of money. And where is the problem? I mean, the school guards know what is happening. You pay the school guard. You go ahead and have sex. You do everything. And parents are just paying school fees. Paying school fees.
bonsais.
They don't know what is happening. This is what I believe, Pastor Philip. If we're going to get, prom is not bad.
I know it is not bad.
We need to bring
When
back
we-
its purpose.
We take it back to the purposes
Thank you.
as to why it was
It
initiated.
wasn't about showing off.
It wasn't.
It wasn't about showing off.
Yeah.
And the parents will believe, if I give my child $1,000, $2,000 for prom, then I really love them. No, you don't love them. You're indulging
Yeah.
them. There's a difference between loving a child and indulging a child.
Yes.
The more you indulge a child, the more they will hate you.
Sure.
The more you love a child, the more they will love you. Never
Yeah.
forget that.
Yes.
Indulgence won't help you.
No.
Make sure you give a child what is proper.
Sure.
Not because, they can go and show off.
Not because so and so's son or daughter
Because so
has
and so's
done,
son
yeah.
has done this and
No.
so I should do this.
Yeah.
That shows that you're not raising your child.
Sure.
The society and what they do determines how you raise your child. Raise your child independent of society. Raise your child based on your principles, like you say.
Yes.
And say, this is
The
the
values.
Rod family.
Yeah.
These are our values.
These are the people
This
and how
is
I
how-
want them to represent me tomorrow.
Yes.
That is what I do to train them in a way that I want them to represent me. Pastor, people that are watching this TV,
Yes.
watching this program, they know
Yes.
that we are advocates of good marriage
and family.
and family.
Yes.
Now, the reason as to why we have gone all this extra mile of talking about even proms,
Yes.
because we want to have the next generation in a way that represents not only our culture,
Yes.
but our God,
Yes.
the creator of heaven and earth.
Thank you.
Someone that is raised in a way that, as the Bible, educates or guides.
Yes.
You will have a parent of tomorrow after you that really, really exhibits the values and the worthiness of the family. The word is worthiness of the family.
Yes.
Because now, tomorrow they will say, that is Pastor Silas's son.
Yes.
That is so-and-so's son.
Yes.
That is so-and-so's daughter. How would you feel as they point at your child as one of these that are really, really spoiled? How would you feel?
That is so bad because
So-
your name is your posterity.
So, brother, sister, my dear sister, my dear brother,
Yes.
stand up for your family. You can let your children override or leave other things like your son did, Pastor Silas. I love such children.
Say no.
You know, I have one that is at Makerere University now. He came home yesterday, was telling me of the things that are happening at Makerere. But he chose to come home
Yes.
on the weekend.
Because he knew
He
what
knew.
he had received at home.
Yeah, so he
And that's what sustains him
Yeah.
wherever he goes.
came home. So we thank God for those parents that are standing up to their family, don't lose heart.
Amen.
Never cease doing what is right.
Yes.
Keep on doing what is right. These children may hate you today, but
They'll love you tomorrow.
as they become parents, they will know that Mama was a good woman.
Yes.
You stand for the values that you
Yes,
have in your family.
You know, I love what you've said. I know
Yeah.
our time is running out,
Yes.
but I'm so glad every time I host you, you bring in realities.
Yes.
And it's so wonderful that you raise families.
Yes.
You've raised other kids.
Sure.
Because you're a father.
Yes.
And I'll say this. The peak of manhood
Yes.
is fatherhood.
Fatherhood. Yes.
Any man that is going to be a man,
Uh-huh.
you got to be a father.
And
If
what?
you fail at fatherhood,
Yes.
you've failed at manhood.
Yes.
I want you to get
Not
that.
all male are fathers.
Not all males are fathers. No. You build up, you
You
become a
qualify,
man, and
yes.
then you be a father.
Yes.
And you know what makes you the peak? What makes you a father
Yes.
is the ability to love
Yes.
and the ability to stay.
To stay.
Fathers love,
Yeah.
fathers never go away.
Never go away.
Oh,
Sure.
man.
Yes.
Our time is gone,
Yes.
and thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Every time we're with you, I mean, time just runs
Yes.
like there's nothing more. But thank you for being a friend, and
You're
thank you for
welcome.
always coming here anytime
You're
we
welcome.
need you.
You're welcome.
And we'll keep taking it that way. It's been a pleasure hosting Pastor Philip, and we've been talking about prom and its meaning and how we can do it better. Hey, remember, raise your child. And family begins with a man. Family don't begin with a woman. And if you're a man out there, family begins with you. And you're not a man until you choose to be a father. And I'm not talking about popping out kids. No. You're a man until you choose to be a father. A father loves and a father stays. Father never walks away. See you next time.
Unlocking marital bliss.